Hey, this is Tony with Salt Strong, and in this video I wanted to show you how to dig up your own fiddler crabs to use as bait. Now, fiddler crabs are a very good bait to use for sheepshead, black drum, even redfish, tarpon, snook. Pretty much any inshore fish will eat fiddler crabs, but what I found is that they're very hard to come by in the tackle shops and in the bait shops in the wintertime, especially when you get a cold front that comes through, because they actually burrow themselves into the ground. So you have to dig them up to collect them. That's why a lot of bait shops don't have them in the wintertime. Now in the summertime, you can usually find them, running around in big colonies around marshy areas, shorelines with a bunch of mud and debris and trees around there. Those are going to be ideal places to look for them. And you can also find them there in the wintertime. However, you do have to dig them up. So I want to go ahead and show you how I went about catching my own fiddler crabs for a sheepshead trip that I was planning on going on the following day. Now, if you haven't done so already, definitely be sure to like and subscribe as we put out fishing tips on pretty much a daily basis to help you catch more fish. So first, really quick, before we get into the actual footage of catching the fiddler crabs, digging them up, I want to talk about how to find an ideal area to go to look for them. There are a few things you're going to want. You're going to want a good amount of structure on the shoreline, such as trees, broken tree limbs, mangroves, grass, roots, anything like that. Also, docks can be a good type of structure. If you've ever pulled up to the boat ramp, you might see a bunch of fiddler crabs running around on the shoreline next to the ramp. Those would be good ideal areas. However, the locations that have a lot of foot traffic or a lot of noise or a lot of human activity, it's going to be a little tougher to catch them there, just because of all the noise kind of spooks them and then they'll go into their hiding holes, but you still can dig them up. So let's go ahead and show you the footage of actually digging up the fiddler crabs. So doing a little makeshift fiddler crab wrangling. See the type of area I'm in. This is a creek that comes off of the main river, and you got the shoreline here nice and muddy. And there are these tiny pinholes, as you can see right there. These tiny holes are about the size of a dime. That's where these fiddler crabs hang out. If they're not running around on the ground, they're going to be in these holes, so you have to dig them up. And the way I'm doing that, I've got an old kayak paddle here that I had in the truck, basically using that as a shovel. What I'm doing is not going right on top of the hole. You want to come around towards the side of the hole, a couple inches away from it, and then dig down, straight down, get underneath the hole and lift up. There goes one right there. And there you go. Getting fiddler crabs the hard way. As you can see, I've got quite a few. So it's working out pretty well. Again, just going straight down and popping it up. Nothing there. They're usually in the ones closer to the water. There's one right there. You grab these things, you just got to be quick. They don't pinch too hard, but they'll wake you up if they grab you. Bunch of holes over here. Oh yeah. Where'd he go? There he is. There. You see in the bucket I've got some sand and water. Not too much water to drown them, just enough to keep them nice and wet.
So I was keeping these fiddler crabs overnight for the trip on the following day, and as you saw there, I kept some sand in the bottom of the bucket, also kept some water in the bucket, but just enough water to keep the sand a little damp or moist. You don't want to drown the fiddler crabs. They need to actually be up out of the water. So when you do collect them, just collect a small bottle of water from wherever you're at. Just take an old water bottle, dip it into the river or the creek, and you can grab some water. That way you can keep those fiddler crabs nice and damp overnight.
So if you like this video, definitely be sure to like and subscribe. Also, we'd like your feedback. What's your favorite way to dig up fiddler crabs or catch fiddler crabs? There's all sorts of ways to do it. Some people, like myself, we sort of at the last minute come up with a solution using a kayak paddle to dig them up. Or if you're trying to wrangle them up, you can use a net to sort of throw on top of them or just scoop them up with your hand. We definitely like to know your favorite way, so let us know in the comments down below.
Hey there, it's Joe Simons, one of the co-founders here at Salt Strong, and have you claimed your free pack of these irresistible Slam Shady paddle tail lures? We designed this lure with over 12,000 serious inshore anglers, including many full-time guides, to go out there and catch more redfish, more speckled trout, more snook, more flounder, more inshore saltwater slams. And if you want a free pack to try out a sample yourself, click down below right now. We have one free pack per angler while supplies last. Click down below right now.